Well, it changes big time. I mean, we try to, obviously, the job's to try to win every game you play, but we're all here for a reason. That's compete for championships in November, and it's starting right now. So, I mean, does that mean you go out on a Tuesday or Wednesday and practice a little harder? I don't know. I mean, I don't, it's just, it's Big Ten season, so. The skill set of Dontre Wilson, of Curtis Samuel, of Braxton Miller, it's just they're a little bit unique in what they can do and what we want them to do, and so that's. Last week was the best flow we had of that. So there was a little awkward a few times where who's at what position, and that's just, like I said, it's a good problem to have. You have very talented players. You're trying to fit them in to get the ball in their hands a little bit. Well, they've changed their style of defense a little bit. They were 3-4 and a lot of pressures in the first game, and then they're more 4-3 based like Michigan State, like our defense on the last 3 games. So we're preparing for that, but also we have to be prepared for the other stuff. So very fundamentally sound. First game they gave up a lot of yards, and maybe they did. I think they had Wake Forest. Wake Forest started throwing the ball all over the place near the end on them. They had that game under control. Their best players are the defensive line.
And one of those guys is missing this week.
Well, if I remember back then, I can't remember if they, what their record was, and it wasn't I would anticipate this could be, they're 4-0. They've got a lot of juice right now, and I do have a lot of respect for Kevin. How tough is it to win at Indiana, like for us to go win at there? Is that what you mean? Oh, I don't know that. I was here in 1986 and 87, one of the finest coaches I've ever witnessed, and he's a Buckeye too, Mallory, and they beat the Buckeyes in the home stadium here. I want to say it was 1987. Really good football team. So you can win there, obviously.
Second row right, Kevin.
Still trying, and it's certainly, a missed block here, a missed block, there, and, how do I evaluate it? We can do better. Obviously, in the first game, I evaluated pretty good. When he did that spin move and took it 60 yards, we did a really good job as coaches. Taught him to spin when 2 guys come at you, spin behind them. And we have not done as well. We haven't had the hits that we need. We gotta block better for him too. Well, that's the receiver positions. It's not quarterback. He's not touching the ball every down, and we're fighting. That's the good thing about this offense. There's ways of doing that. We can do better, and we will do better. But I think he's fine. I'm not panicking, and he's learning the game. He's learning how to be a perimeter blocker for the first time in his life. You can't play receiver here and not be great at it. If you're not great at it, you don't play. Dontre ran into that early in his career here. He just could not go out and block. And then how do you run an offense? By the way, we have 2 receivers that can't block. You got to get rid of those receivers and get guys in there that block well. So and that's the transition he's going through the whole, and it takes time, and that's, I think he's ahead of schedule, to be honest with you. I watched him a lot today. I think they have a very good offensive line, and the back's a very good. He's a different runner than the kid last year. I thought was outstanding, first rounder. Was he a first rounder? Oh, third round. I thought he was outstanding. This guy's a little different style runner, but he's got a lot of yards. I think he's leading the Big Ten in rushing. The quarterback is very accurate, and they play the numbers game with you. If you load the box or throw screens, get the ball out fast. So I love their style of offense.